Hello everyone, welcome to I Roll It, I Review It. Quick reviews chosen at random. To start, I need to see where I'm watching. 3 is Tubi. Now it's time to roll for the genre. 1 is romance. Oh no. What level of Hallmark are we on? Now let's roll for the movie. 5 is 10-inch hero? I was not expecting this. I seriously was expecting something like Love, Romance, and Chocolate. I don't know what I'm in for, but I'll be right back. Wow! That was outstanding! This is what I was hoping for when I started this series. So many movies are out there, and this is one I had never even heard of. I most likely wouldn't have ever seen this otherwise, despite it being filled with a lot of actors that I really like. 10-Inch Hero is a 2007 romantic comedy from director David McKay, but it's not what you would call a rom-com. I'd say it's more romantic comedy drama, but not at all what you would expect. The movie's about a young artist, Piper, who gets a job working at a sandwich shop in Santa Cruz, California, that employs a very eccentric group of people. Even the frequent customers are all kind of quirky. There's the bombshell Tish, the computer nerd Jen, the rebel Priestley, and the hippie boss Trucker. Piper recently moved to the area for personal reasons. When she was 15, she had a daughter that she put up for adoption. 8 years later, she sees an article about a girl who she thinks is her daughter, and she just wants to check in to make sure she's okay. There's more to it, but I don't want to spoil. This movie caught me by complete surprise. With its alt-rock opening by The Feeders, this feels like a lost movie from the 90s. It just has that vibe to it, not sure if it was intentional or not. I know this wasn't a movie that was delayed or shelved since then, because if it was, some of the cast would have been teenagers. Speaking of, the cast was incredible. Sean Patrick Flannery, Jensen Ackles, Alice Krige, Clea Duvall, Danielle Harris, John Doe, and Elizabeth Harnoy were all terrific. With Jensen Ackles, this was right before he blew up on the mega popular show Supernatural. The movie breezes by and flows effortlessly. 10 minutes in, and I was completely hooked. The interactions between the characters make it feel like they've all been friends and co-workers for ages. Each character has their own story, and the film manages to give each of them enough time to go through their problems and come to a resolution by the end. It was refreshing to see a film where each of the stories has a beginning, a middle, and an end, without dragging on too long or taking too much time away from the other characters. Priestley brings a huge amount of charm and humor to the film with his funny shirts and constant wisecracks. The only issue I had with the movie, and this is minor, is there's a weird moment later on in the film that seemed out of place. It's this little 3 to 4 minute interlude that had me scratching my head. I asked my wife if this was something that women do, and she said, and I quote, "Ew, no!" On the musical side, while I enjoyed the alt-rock for the soundtrack, I'm pretty sure some of the filler bits were just loops from GarageBand. Not a big deal, it just made me chuckle. Hey, you gotta save money where you can. I love that there were some big surprises in the movie that I wasn't expecting. Not twists, but rather story points that caught me off guard. On a sweet side note, it seems that Jensen Ackles met Danielle Harris on the film, and shortly after they started dating in reality. Not too long after that, they got married and are still together. I know what you're thinking. This is something really outside of what I normally like, and you are right. Most times, these kinds of movies are just saccharine sweet, so much that they come off as fake, like biting into a cake that's full of aspartame. Not this movie. The entire thing felt genuine. The writing was clever, the characters are wonderfully fleshed out, and it brought a gigantic smile to my face. I'm sure a good bunch of you will skip this, but if any of it sounds appealing, I highly recommend checking it out. I loved every bit of this. I enjoyed it so much I ordered the Blu-ray. 10-Inch Hero gets a gigantic Achilles thumbs up from me. One of my new favorite movies. I was not expecting a romance pick to be the first major thumbs up. I am so happy I found this one. I had to suffer through kicking it old school to get here, but it was worth it. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you next time.